All right, I am on Grunberg Slopes, hole four, par four. This is the first time I've ever been on this hole with my 99 account. And so when I go to holes, the first time I get on there, my deal is with my low level account, it's important to stay in the fairway, to play fairway to fairway, fairway to green, tee box to green, stay in play. Don't do stuff that'll engage your lower tier clubs. So, and with our upper developed clubs, when we're looking at this hole, we're trying to get out into this area to bleed up to get into short iron range. So if you've got upper developed stuff, it's not easy to get out here. It's a very tricky. I posted a walkthrough with my 77 account with upper developed stuff, and I'm going to work on this to try and make this an easier shot by coming way out and trying to curl it. And hold on, trying to curl it back in that direction. Hey, let's get back on that pitcher. How are you doing? So with my lower developed stuff, I could probably, if I was out here in the rough or in the sand, I could probably make it. But I'm not sure. And the deal is that there's no reason for me to take some risky shot with lower developed clubs when there's another way to go. So there's several ways that we can play this if we've got lower developed stuff. You can lay it up here at the top and take that shot coming in. The thing I don't like about laying it up here at the top and taking the shot in is that we have to get on the other side of the sand down here by the green in order to engage and that means that we're going to need to have backspin. And one of the things that you don't have on lower developed clubs is a lot of backspin. So I'm not sure if that would be a wood. And if it's a wood, it would be a Guardian. And I have a level 1 Guardian, which has nothing except for backspin. I mean, literally, it has nothing except for backspin. Or if I was in my long iron range, which there's no way I'm going to be in long iron range out there, I could bring a Saturn. But it looks like it's going to be a wood shot if you lay it up to the top up here. And I don't really want to come at that having to deal with that sand. So my option here is very simple. There's a big long finger over here to the right, and we want to explore what that looks like in that finger. So my opponent's brought out an extra mile 5. Once you get your extra mile to 7, then that's when it really starts to shine. That's when it really starts to pick up some of its topspin, some of its curl. But it's a dangerous club when it's up until it gets to when it gets to level 6, it starts getting some stuff. But once it gets to level 7 is when you really start to see what an extra mile can do. And people fall in love with their extra mile because they started off at the beginner club, and you get that extra mile, and all of a sudden the game changes. And so people don't want to move off of their extra mile. They come out, and that's the only club that they want to use because of that distance. One of the things you got to look for is accuracy. And with this big, long finger right here, accuracy is key. So I bring out a quarterback, which is a 100% accurate club, put on my little bit of topspin, make sure my ball guy's going right down the center of the fairway. This is a 100% accurate club. I got a 2.1 wind. So I'm going to take out 2 rings of wind to compensate for the wind. I'm not going to worry about that distance. I'm not trying to get distance here. I'm trying to end up cleanly out in that fairway. I hit an absolutely perfect 2 rings great to the left. And with an extra mile, you would have been absolutely perfectly in the rough over there. But with a 100% accurate club, you can be off a little and you're still going to be in the center of the fairway and have a nice clean shot coming in. And now I don't have to engage the sand. I can run it up through this area. I don't have to worry about backspin. I can run the ball up there. And with lower developed stuff, it's easier for us to run stuff up to the green than it is for us to get over the sand and come to an immediate stop. So my opponent is able to get on from up there. And I could probably get on from up there with the clubs that I have if I would have taken the same shot my opponent did and ended up in the rough or the sand, but there's no reason to. Those clubs don't give you the best look to try and pick one up. So this is a par 4. We're looking to, we're looking to get a birdie as our minimum score, and we're hoping that we can pick up an eagle. Now in my quarterback bag, you saw right there that I had a big dog. So I have the big dog in that bag. There's some times when you've got lower developed stuff where you don't get the distance that you're looking for with the quarterback versus the extra mile, but you're almost absolutely guaranteed to end up in the fairway with the quarterback. So you will be a little short on your next shot going in. So I usually keep a big dog as my wood. However, if I was in this tournament, I would definitely switch that up to a Viper to give me some more ball guide and a little bit better accuracy. But because I don't want to take this with the big dog, I pulled back on the red line and got into my next club, which is my Saturn. Now, if I was here in the tournament, I would carry in my bag a QB, a Viper, and a backbone, because the backbone's got better ball guide and it's more accurate than the Saturn. But the Saturn is a great utility club. When you've got lower developed stuff, it has backspin, it's got topspin, it's got curl, it's got all kinds of stuff on it, and it's a great utility club. You can scramble with a Saturn and do things with a Saturn that you can't do with a backbone. But in tournaments, we know where we're going. We know what the wind is. So you can bring a club specific to that environment. Getting up there, giving myself a nice little putt. Never got in the rough, never got in the sand. Getting a birdie. There you go. You have a much better shot with lower developed stuff of repeatability by going to the right. And then what you can do is you can start working on that second shot and trying to find markers so that you can go out there and go, okay, hey, I'm going to pull it back from where I was at. I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to get in my long iron range. I'm going to go to the red line. I'm going to put on one backspin or two topspin, and a little bit of side spin, and I'm going to take the wind out, and so that you can start to dial it in to get closer to the hole. But if you take the shot that my opponent did, you're going to have varying success. And so what that means is that's that next shot that you're going to the cup. One time you're hitting it from the sand. The next time you're hitting it from the rough. The next two times you're hitting it from the fairway. And so you're not going to be able to get a good read and practice that hole and start to get consistency by hitting it the direction that my opponent hit when you've got lower developed stuff. If you hit to the right where I hit, you get out into that area, you're going to be in the same exact spot over and over and over, which means that you're going to be able to really develop the look coming into the cup to try and pick up that eagle. All right. That was hole 4, par 4 of the Grunberg slopes. Thanks for watching.